What is up? Welcome to Psychic Renegade Tarot. Let's do another pick a card tonight, you guys. My name's Bethany. I'm going to be adding these bracelets to my shop soon, so check out my website for those. And they're also going to have necklace versions in pink opal and Amazonite. Yeah, check those out. Those will be available soon. That's about it. And also, it's almost the end of June, but I am running a 15% off sale on all Reiki and tarot sessions through the end of June if you book by the end of the month. So there's that too. And let's do a pick a card. So I was thinking about doing how do people perceive you. So this is going to be a personal read. I'm going to pull your energy. It's not necessarily going to be your true energy, but it's more going to be the energy that you give off, how other people perceive your vibes, your aura, your energy, and the impressions that they get. So these could be strangers, people online, people you know, all of the above. We're going to do 3 piles. Pile 1 is Mookaite, pile 2 is Moonstone, and pile 3 is Howlite. Also, I'm filming tonight over the full moon, so it's extra good energy, and yeah, I hope this makes the reading just that much, I don't know, better, have a little zest to it, that sort of thing. So go ahead and decide, hone in on a pile, and you can skip ahead to your timestamp. I included the section of me shuffling in the beginning because I realize I just hate the sound of shuffling, so I never show that part on film, but I just don't want you guys to think I'm inauthentic or I like pick these cards or anything like that. I literally just prep it all ahead of time because I just find it easier with my Virgo moon. But yeah, I just go through the cards, I pick out what decks I'm going to use, and I shuffle and I decide how many piles, and that's that. So I never look at these ahead of time. I don't even know how you would like compile a reading ahead of time. That sounds like too much work. Yeah, so no, I'm an intuitive reader. I'm a psychic. I'm clairsentient, and I just go off my the energy that I pull. So that's how I read. If you like my readings, you like my vibe, subscribe, stick around, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get into it. So pile 1, if you chose Mookaite, this is your pile. Let's look at how people perceive you. So this isn't necessarily your true nature or your true personality, but it's more just like the vibes you give off, the energy you give off, and how people, strangers or friends or acquaintances or colleagues or whatever, how they perceive you from the outside looking in. So I'm gonna use 3 different decks, but I'll just pull them here. Okay, fork in the road. So I'm seeing this as you give off kind of not chaotic energy, but kind of like an indecisive energy, almost like a Gemini Sag kind of vibe. Like, you don't necessarily have to have those placements, but I feel like you're free-flowing and might be quick to make decisions. You might change your mind a lot. So people see you as fun, as go with the flow, as a risk taker, but they're like, maybe you don't always know what you want, or maybe it's perceived that way. Okay, also we got 44, thinker. So you definitely come off intelligent. People can tell you're kind of like not really aloof, but I'm seeing a person that gets lost in their mind a little bit, spaces out, more of like the dreamer kind of energy where your head's kind of in the clouds often. I don't know, it's like they can tell you're intelligent, but people are always just wondering what you're thinking, what's on your mind. So you might hold some back, you might not show all your cards, you might have a little bit of Scorpio energy kind of thing where you just prefer to leave things a mystery. Also, you might have some Mercury energy where you literally are just in your head a lot, or you're ruled by this or driven by concepts or dreams or whatever. So yeah, I'm just seeing a person that enjoys getting lost in their thoughts. Not in a bad way, but like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if your mind is very overactive, you might just have a lot of fun in your head. So that's apparent to people. You like to kind of escape into dreamland or escape you might have a little bit of escapism, or you just enjoy kind of thinking about things in a deeper way. Okay, next we have flexible. So this definitely goes along with the first card. I'm seeing you definitely is like go with the flow kind of energy. This could be more, what's the mutable water sign? Pisces? I think so. So you might have some Pisces, just like go with the flow kind of energy, and you might literally be flexible. So maybe you have an athletic nature or a little bit of gymnast or yoga or something in your background that allows you to be physically flexible, but I'm seeing this more as your personality. Like you're just easygoing, you're not very confrontational, you enjoy getting along with people, you enjoy hearing people's different perspectives, you probably don't have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, or if you do, it's countered by other energies that allow it to soften. So I'm seeing this as like you really do consider other people, and you try, like you might even bend over backwards for people. You might be very giving, nurturing, that kind of energy. So people can perceive this off of you when they meet you or when they come in contact with you. They can tell you're not like too hardened by life or too stubborn or too stuck in your ways. I'm seeing this as you're pretty open-minded. Okay, so I'm using one of my new decks, the True Heart Tarot. This is a really beautiful deck, so let's see how it goes. Okay, 7 of Wands. So I'm getting the warrior energy. It's just interesting because I was getting kind of air energy here. Well, kind of fire energy with this card, kind of air, water, and then some more fire. So you might have a pretty mixed or balanced natal chart. But I'm seeing this as you have a softness to you, but you don't back down. So if someone really does challenge you or disrespects you or comes at you sideways or, you know, hurts someone you care about or yourself, you're the kind of person that will defend yourself. You will stand up for yourself. I'm seeing this as you also stand up for other people. Also, you might have a lot of tattoos or just tattoos in general, or have like a really different kind of way of presenting your aesthetic or your style. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a funny way she's standing. So it's like you already caught these arrows and you're standing there like, what? So I don't feel like you back down from a fight, even if you are a gentle, compassionate energy. If someone steps to you, you will swing on them, or you will talk back to them, or you'll shut them up. Yeah, so I'm getting like a caring energy, but also like don't mess with me energy, or don't take my kindness for weakness kind of thing. 10 of Wands here. So with the beetle, I'm seeing this as like you're very resilient. You might have a past life connected to Egypt. But in general, it's just things don't really get to you. Even if people try to get you down, squash you, take you out, you're very resilient. You always get back up. You're very hard to kill. You're very hard to diminish. Your energy is very strong. Even if it's softer at times, it holds weight still. And your presence, I feel like, holds weight to those around you and in rooms that you enter. So you still have this courage to you that allows you to be resilient through all sorts of obstacles and all sorts of challenges of life. You also might be pretty spiritual and really connected to the divine, I'm seeing here. And you also might resonate a lot with the moon energy. So you could have Cancer in your chart, or you might be like a priestess or into esoteric arts in some way, or you might practice this. So this might be apparent to people in some way, maybe in your aesthetic or your jewelry or just your attitude, maybe tattoos you have. But I'm seeing that people can tell that you're spiritual in some way. Okay. 10 of Swords. Okay, I'm getting a lot of resilience. So you have this like softness and compassion to you, but it comes from a place of hurt. So you've been through a lot, you've overcome a lot, You definitely have had to rebuild yourself, regenerate yourself, overcome big losses, maybe big tragedies, maybe even deaths close to you. I feel like you might have even, trigger warning, considered suicide at some point. And I'm not saying seriously, maybe not. If you have, I hope you, I'm glad that you didn't, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you're okay. But I'm just saying, like, it might have gotten that bad where even if you weren't thinking about that, you might just have felt that level of being overwhelmed, or that level of betrayal, or that level of heartbreak where it was actually hard for you to continue. Like, you had to will yourself to continue at some point. You had to will yourself to get over things. So this is like apparent in your eyes. Like, I feel like you have a certain solemnness or sadness to your eyes, or like, just people can tell you've been through it a little bit, or you have this like grit to you where it's apparent that you're not just I don't know how to say it. So even if you're happy-go-lucky or soft or compassionate, most of the time it's like people can see the depth in your eyes, and it comes from experience. So people can tell you've been hurt. I'm getting more full moon energy here, which is awesome because we're filming this on a full moon. But you might get a lot of energy from the moons, and I don't know, maybe you look different over the moon cycles. So your energy might actually ramp up over different moons. Like, your personality kind of cycles with the moons, and I feel like over certain moons, or over full moons in particular, your energy is even that much stronger, or that much more apparent to people, more noticeable. I also feel like there's a ghostliness to you, not like you look dead or anything like that, but it's like an otherworldliness. Like, there's like a sparkle or a depth to your aura, to your eyes, where people can tell you've seen some things, you've been to different places, you might have tapped into different realms, or experienced a lot of the supernatural, to where they can tell you just know some things, and some things beyond the 3D is what I'm seeing. What is it? Okay. Some of you might do magic mushrooms. That's a side note for a couple of you. But maybe you just seem like that kind of person that would be into that. Okay. Princess of Discs. So this is Page of Coins, basically, which is an explorative card. So this is like a hope against all hope. So a page energy is like a student, a mentee, like someone learning, someone growing, someone pushing themselves. And especially the Princess of Discs is like someone that's out to find their destiny, out to find their fortune, out to learn who they are, what they're about, and that kind of thing. So you have this explorative nature where you never give up. You're always growing, you're always pushing yourself, and you're always striving for new horizons. And I don't feel like this is in a competitive way, or in a worldly way, or in a financial way, or anything superficial. I feel like this is like a soul quest. Like, you really want to know your purpose. You really want to reach new levels. So there's like a deeper meaning to it, or a deeper motivation behind it. It's not just superficial. And also I'm seeing more spirituality here. I can't tell if that's a pomegranate. I can't really tell. But yeah, you're somebody that plants seeds. You watch them grow. You have patience. And you're willing to learn. You're willing to try something new. Okay. 6 of Discs. So again, I'm going back to the compassion energy. You have a very big heart. You have an expansive heart. You consider people around you. You think about people around you. You might even think about like world events, other cultures, other countries. You really have this like, we can all win, we can all get along kind of attitude, and you extend that to others. You try to show people how you want to be treated, how you want to live life. So it's like you try to live the example of we can do better and we can be better, and you're very generous is what I'm seeing. So this is apparent to people in some kind of way. You might be into charity. You might just be very giving and loving and supportive to people around you. But yeah, you have no problem like giving of yourself for others. I feel like it nurtures you. So you might have Cancer or Virgo in your chart, or you just really enjoy giving to others. Okay, 8 of Cups. So this to me, I feel like is you are willing to walk away if you're disrespected. You do have boundaries. You might have learned those boundaries the hard way. Some people might perceive you as actually a little bit emotionally stunted or emotionally unavailable. Like you might, it's like they can tell you're compassionate, but they know that maybe you have a little bit of a wall up for yourself or your own boundaries because you've been hurt so much. So this is apparent to people in some kind of way. And also I'm getting more of the explorative kind of nature. You like to wander off. You like to go into hermit mode. You like to see new horizons. You like to see what you're capable of. And I feel like your heart is driving you to do this. So you might have a very significant moon sign. Your moon might be amplified by Jupiter. Or, I don't know, you just have an adventure kind of heart. And people can see that you're going places. People can see that you're willing to leave situations that aren't good for you. People can see that you really believe in boundaries and respect, and you hold yourself in high regard. So even if you come off non-confrontational or soft or compassionate, you'll still lay down the law. You still have this 7 of Wands energy. It's like you're still defensive of yourself and you're willing to walk away when you need to, which is a good balance. Okay, now I'm going from Soulful Woman's Oracle. So we pulled the Friendship card. I am deeply grateful for the gift of friends. My appreciation for them is endless. So you're a social bird. You're a social person. Like I said, you are supportive of the people around you, whether you're close to them or not. I feel like you're the kind of person that if people slide into your DMs, you'll have a conversation with them. You like interacting with different kinds of people. You like showing people a human side, that not everyone's in a hurry, not everyone's only about themselves, not everyone is driven by selfish motives, that there are good people out there with good hearts that are willing to like take some time and press pause and just make a moment for somebody or get to know somebody, or, you know, even put yourself out a little bit for someone else. So you're a very good friend is what I'm seeing, and people can tell. And I feel like you also attract people that are like you too, because in this imagery they all look pretty similar to me. So it's like I feel like you are naturally vibing and attracting this same energy towards you. So you're looking for good friends and you invest in good friends, and you do have some good soul family around you, or they're on their way in. Okay, infinite self. My infinite self dwells in the sweetness of this very moment. So you do have that kind of otherworldliness where you wander off in your head and you're in the space. You like being self-explorative. You like being spiritual is what I'm seeing. You could have all different kinds of eyes, obviously, if this is a general reading, but I'm feeling like there's definitely something to your eyes, like the way you look at people, or the way you connect with people, or maybe the way you don't look at people. Maybe you're like staring off in space. Something about your eyes gives you away that there's more depth to you, or you're into spirituality, or like esoteric arts in some way. Like they can tell you think about things on another level. They can tell you're very aware, very sharp. You might have some kind of abilities, or intuitiveness is very on point. I'm also seeing you attract animals of all sorts of species. So you might have animals like coming up to you in the wild, people's pets coming up to you. You might see spirit guides in the form of animals often, but I'm feeling like that's another thing too, is this like natural beauty attracts nature and all things in nature. So I feel like animals and insects and all sorts of species can feel this vibe off of you. They know that you're a safe person in a safe space and someone that they can approach without getting taken advantage of or hurt. So again, I think you do attract animals in some way. Okay. Listen to my body. My health is my life, the temple of my experience, and the greatest of my blessings. So I feel like you are pretty health conscious. People can see this. People can see that you practice self-love, you take care of yourself. You might watch what you eat, you might meditate, you might exercise. Like, I don't think you do this to an excess or to an obsessive level, but I feel like it is apparent that you are healthy and that you pay attention to your health, and that is a priority to you. And you know that the better you take care of your own emotional, mental, and physical health, the better you can take care of others and pursue your dreams. So you really try not to neglect yourself. And I see that you pursue like holistic health. Like, you try to learn about all sorts of health, not just I'm going to be physically fit, but you also take mental checks and you check in on your mental health. And when you're sad, you might see a friend or reach out and you take into account your emotional health, or you walk away from toxic things that are affecting your emotional health. Like, you take a holistic approach to your health, and you do practice like good amount of self-love. And I'm seeing like spirit guide animal energy here, and again I'm seeing like the moon energy. So there might be some cosmic connection you have to the moon. You might believe in the man in the moon, you might talk to the moon. I feel like just another side of you comes alive with the tides of the moon and the changes that it goes through. So for some reason that's apparent to people, or they just notice these changes as the moon cycles. And you also just might be very lovely. I feel like you might not be traditionally handsome or beautiful, but you have this like strikingness to you that is very lovely. You have different features that kind of stand out or that are just very beautiful. It might be luscious hair, big lips, deep eyes, awesome skin tone, high cheekbones. Like, you just have something about you that's very naturally beautiful. Even if you don't see it that way, people are very attracted to your looks as well. So this kind of just adds to your approachable and friendly vibes and your softness. Yeah. Okay, pile 1, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if it resonated. I love to read your guys' comments. Thank you for interacting with my channel. Subscribe for more. Like, share, all that good stuff. Check out my website if you want a personal reading, if you want to check out my shop or Reiki or any of those services. And yeah, again, here's my little bracelets I'm going to be offering. I'm going to do different stones. This one's pink opal, but yeah, just a simple gold chain and a simple crystal. I thought they would be just cute, simple, delicate, and yeah. So look out for those pretty soon, you guys, and thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, pile 2, if you chose moonstone, I don't know why I was gonna say moon rock, moonstone. This is your pile. Let's get into how do people perceive you? What kind of impression do you give off? This isn't necessarily who you actually are, but this is how people perceive your energy when they interact with you and they get to know you and all of the above. So I'm using all these cards. I'm just gonna start pulling them. Okay, loyal heart. Aw. So I'm obviously, you just look like kind of a teddy bear, kind of a Care Bear, kind of just soft, loving kind of energy. You could have Gemini in your chart here with the duality, not necessarily. I just feel like Geminis are adored because they have that childlikeness to them and their heart is pretty big. So this is like the energy that you give off. I feel like you are pretty loyal to your friends, to your families, and to your loved ones. And that is apparent to people that come in contact with you. Also feel like you're just very fun-loving here. You like to have fun. You like to make other people smile. You like to make other people's day. You're probably the kind of person that goes out of your way to make someone else happy or just to like make a difference in their day-to-day life. So that's what I'm seeing. Hold on. Also, you might have like a regalness to you. So not in a snooty way, but I feel like people can tell that you're of high status. And I feel like this is like spiritual status, not necessarily like wealth or 3D status. I feel like it's more of a 5D status. So you're a spiritual boss. Chop wood. So you can be not cold when you need to be, but you can be decisive when you need to be. You can put on like your business hat. You can like make decisions when you need to. You can set your emotions aside and do what you need to do, kind of thing. Also, you might have Virgo in your chart, or like to just keep a tidy home, or you like to clean. You might clean as a form of meditation or a way to collect your thoughts or to release pent-up energy. Like when you're mad or sad or frustrated, you might clean your house kind of thing. Oops, sorry, I'm bumping the camera. And I'm also looking at this as like you are actually highly favored. So literally, like the heavens, the gods, the angels, spirit guides shine down and they guide you and they lead you, and you might be one of their favorites is what I'm seeing. Somehow people can tell this. I don't know, you might just be naturally lucky, or they can tell you're protected in some way. Look what I say, milk and honey. So you might live a life of abundance. It might come across to other people as if your life is easy or you have it easy, but I'm not seeing that necessarily. I'm just seeing that you just always get protected at the end of the day. Spirit always comes through for you. Even when you feel like you're totally down and out, you always get back up, because you know when you keep going that you're going to win again. You know that if you keep fighting, you're going to find happy days again, good things, good people. So you have this like ever persistent optimism that's really beautiful. You're always looking for the positive side of life. You're not afraid to dream and hope. And I feel like you bring like a certain like sweetness to people. You might remind them of these simple pleasures, simple joys, if they just look at life in a positive perspective or let themselves have some kind of faith. Okay. The Emperor. So you do have like a sturdiness to you. It's like no bullshit. So it's like I said, you can go into boss mode when you need to. You have a serious side to you. You might be very financially driven or frugal or successful. I feel like you actually lead on your intuition. And so spirit actually leads you in a lot of ways, and it's taking you to higher status, not necessarily earthly status. Like this might be spiritual status. So what's that verse? Store up your treasures in heaven or something like that. I don't know. It's getting like, I'm getting that kind of concept. Like you put in so much good karma here on earth that it's like when you transcend to the next lifetime or heaven or whatever you believe, you're leveling up. You're going to be basically crowned. Like you're going to be rewarded, and the heavens are backing you and supporting you and proud of you. So it's like you're going to be able to wear this badge of honor. If not in this lifetime, definitely in the next. And you take your spirituality seriously. Like I feel like people can tell that you're not a fake spiritualist, you're not fake woke, you're not fake compassionate. Like what you say is what you mean, and what they see is what they get. So you're serious about your beliefs in the sense that you don't fake them and you don't disrespect them. And I feel like you and spirit actually have a very good relationship. So you're very close with your guides, you're very close with God, whatever you do, whatever you believe. And you definitely have this like strong like aura and light of protection. So I'm just seeing with the goats on her shoulders and the light around him or her, it's like you definitely are heavily protected. And I feel like it's because you're on some kind of mission. So people can tell like you're on a mission and your guides got your back. So people don't probably mess with you that much. Okay, 9 of Wands. So I'm seeing this as like people can tell that you're an old soul. You've lived many lifetimes. You've been through many cycles. You've built up good karma for yourself. So you've been through it. You've been through the thick of it. You've been through everything. You might be able to relate to a lot of different people. So when you get to know people, you come in contact with them, it's like you have a very easy way of connecting and going deeper with people because you've experienced so many different life forms or situations or experiences. Like you've been there, you actually have. So you can empathize with others and you can relate to them in a very authentic way because you have those memories and you have those codes written into your DNA. Like you do remember going through those situations and how you overcame them and how you survived them, etc. So people might like to come to you for advice on how you get through things or how you keep going or how you keep winning kind of thing. And I feel like you're pretty generous with this too. You don't mind sharing that with people. You don't mind displaying this strength and displaying practical ways for others to find it as well. So you're not like a selfish about it, and you're not selfish about your intelligence or your experiences and things that you've learned. You actually like teaching others how to do this as well. 9 of Swords. So some people might perceive you as being like an overthinker. Maybe you hesitate, maybe you worry a lot, maybe you wear this on your expression in some way, or maybe for some of you this is a form of social anxiety. Maybe you're kind of quiet around people or reserved, and maybe it's not actual anxiety, but people just perceive it that way. Maybe you are just an observer and you like to sit back. You might have some earth energy where you kind of don't mind taking a back seat and observing all situations and people and just absorbing information. So you kind of just like being this way. I don't know. I just feel like you do battle with some kind of negativity in your thoughts or your mind, or people might try to infiltrate you with this or try to put this on you. Like, shouldn't you worry about that? And what about this? And aren't you worried about that? They might try to project this onto you. So it might not necessarily be your energy, but I don't know. I feel like you do overthink at times, and people can see this or they can perceive it about your energy. Like maybe you're too hard on yourself. Maybe you question yourself too much. Maybe you have imposter syndrome. Maybe you worry too much. Yeah, this could be a lot of different things for each of you, but I don't feel like this is something that's like totally accurate or that you can't overcome. I feel like it's more just people think that you might struggle with just having an overactive mind or being prone to not negativity. I think maybe you're prone to criticism, or you're just like a soft energy. You're more like sensitive to bad vibes and that kind of thing. I was like, what am I trying to say? Prince of Swords. So this is the same as Page of Swords. This is very inquisitive, explorative, expansive. You might be into studying or higher knowledge. You might be in school. You might be learning some kind of skill or in some kind of program, or self-teaching, like self-taught. You're teaching yourself something. So you do strive for higher knowledge and like a sense of morality at the same time. So people can see that you mean what you say and you're a person of your word. Like you definitely put your money where your mouth is. You back up what you're saying and you do follow through. So it's like an honorable energy I'm seeing, as well as an explorative energy. So you might just be very curious, and you might like to quench that curiosity of your mind with reading, with learning, with adapting new skills, all that sort of thing. So people can tell that you're into that. People can tell you might be like a bookworm or just someone that enjoys learning and spreading knowledge. Okay. 10 of Discs. So people can tell you are stable, you are firm, and you're family oriented. They might seem like you're a little traditional. Maybe you do peacock or throw off not throw off, show off your wealth or your stability in some way. Maybe you're just really proud of everything you worked for or your family unit. Maybe you're proud of your accomplishments and how far you've come today versus where you used to be. I'm feeling this like pride energy, but not bad pride. Like you work so hard and you finally got that degree you wanted, or you pour your heart and soul into your family and they're happy and they're thriving and you're proud of your little family. Or you're just a traditionalist and you're always there for your family or your extended family or your family and friends. Like it's just this like steady, solid kind of energy where you take care of yourself and the people around you. So you're not selfish is what I'm seeing. You definitely think of others. You prefer groups. You prefer family units. You prefer partnerships. You like being supportive to others. You like being involved in a community and that sort of thing. Okay. King of Swords. I'm also just seeing you are very intelligent. You definitely, I feel like the reason people think you might be plagued with anxiety is like you might overthink, not in a worry sense, but it's like your mind is always going. So you're very sharp. You're fair-minded. You do believe in like justice and truth and fairness. Definitely no bullshit with this energy. Like you're loving and welcoming to others, but you won't put up with anything. You won't stoop to anyone else's level. You stay on your throne. So I'm seeing this also as a very sturdy energy, a very connected energy, and you let your mind go into those higher spaces, higher realms, and you contemplate new concepts, innovations, etc. Yeah, you enjoy exercising your mind. So that is something you do often. You read, you absorb information, whatever, that sort of thing. So, okay. Let's go. Igniting my joy. Attuning to the highest good in myself and others ignites my natural joy. So yeah, I feel like you are pretty woke. Like I said, you're not selfish. You really want to win and you want to bring others up at the same time. You believe that being in joy, pursuing the things in life that you care about, encouraging others to do the same, having them resonate in joy, it just spreads, like, this sounds cheesy, peace, joy, and happiness, but it does. Like, you want to be who you are, you want to encourage others to be who they are, and you really believe in, like, the good of all, and the good of yourself and the good of others at the same time. So you believe in, like, a certain oneness to humanity is how I'm seeing, or the vibes you give off, and people can tell that you're not vindictive, you're not selfish, shallow, backbiting. You don't stoop into those energies. Maybe even if you did in the past, it's like you're above that. You've risen above that. You really do radiate joy, and you want others to do the same. So you try to do no harm to others, what I'm seeing. Because you feel this like connectedness is what I'm seeing. Appreciation. Appreciating the good that exists in my here and now expands my awareness to all that is good in the universe. So yeah, you might be a yogi, you might be into just the concept of like a universal life force, that we're all connected and intertwined. But I'm just seeing that like you have such a higher mind, you have such a spiritual mind, but you like to bring it down into the practical. How can I make everything that I believe and everything I think translate into a better life for myself and others? How can we make a better world? So you do have this like innovative energy, and you want to bring change, but not just for selfish power or gain or whatever. You want to bring change for people's happiness, people's joy, and just better living. So there's a purity to your heart with the dove here. You might have Native American in your chart. Guys, I'm tired. You might have Native American in your heritage, in your blood somewhere, or just a very old soul that's connected to culture and a certain like land or a certain people group. Like you feel very connected to your culture or to other people's culture in a very sacred way. So I feel like you even appreciate like the little things. Like you appreciate the sunshine, you appreciate like a pretty flower, you appreciate like a well cooked meal, you appreciate a hug from a loved one. Like you do cherish and appreciate the small things in life. And I feel like that just adds to your joy. Okay, time of fallow. Creative manifestation occurs more easily when I have nurtured myself and honored my time of fallow. I don't even know what fallow means, you guys. Does that mean sorrow? I'd look it up, but I'm filming from my phone. Anyway, I'm seeing this as like, I'm seeing this as like your time of struggle. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what that word means. Either pain or struggle. So you've overcome quite a bit in life, and you respect your shadow side, you respect your downfalls, you respect your flaws and your faults. I feel like you're very loving and nurturing towards yourself in a human way. Like you know that you're a great person, you know that you're a good person, but you know you're not perfect. You know you're human, you know you have flaws, you know you make mistakes, you know you hurt people, you know that those things happen. So you have this holistic approach and perspective to yourself and to others, and you empathize with other people when they're going through similar things or when they don't always make the best decisions or whatever the case. So I don't know, I feel like you might be an artist in some way, and you recognize that a lot of material comes from pain or comes from struggle. Often it doesn't just come from having an easy life. So you could have significant Saturn placements or just had seasons of life that you had to overcome or struggle through. And it's like hindsight is 2020. So looking back on the situations, as hard as they were, as heartbreaking as they were, you're thankful for them in a sort of way because they showed you different sides of yourself. They showed you how strong you were. They showed you how loving and resilient you were. And I feel like when you got through it, it allowed you to feel joy in a deeper way, because it's like, you know what it's like to feel the darkness, and you also know what it's like to feel the light. And so you appreciate it more. You appreciate this like duality and this dynamic. You might even appreciate your flaws because you know that those connect you with others, and those give you a story to tell, and those remind you of how courageous you are because you overcame those things. So I feel like you always have like a positive way to look at things in the end, or you always are looking for that kind of lesson in life so that something doesn't feel wasted. If it's like a bad relationship or a bad job or a bad season, you're always looking for that nugget of wisdom that you can pull out of those situations. Like if I never would have gone through that, I wouldn't have X, Y, and Z. I wouldn't have built my own business. I wouldn't have had that child. I wouldn't have overcame that disorder. I wouldn't have said no to toxic people. Like you wouldn't, if you hadn't, I'm bumping my camera again. If you hadn't faced like those shadow aspects, you wouldn't have been able to grow in the same way, and you wouldn't have the same impact and the same light. So you are appreciative of those things. Okay. That's all I have for you, pile 2. Let me know what you thought. Let me know in the comments. I love reading you guys' comments. Subscribe if you like my reading style and you want to come back for more. I'd love to have you on my channel, and thank you for watching. If you want to check out my shop, my services, all that good stuff, my website's down below. And yeah, just email me if you want to book, and I'd be happy to work with you guys. Take care. Okay. Last but certainly not least, pile 3, if you chose Highlight, this is your pile. Let's look at how other people perceive you. This may or may not be totally accurate or your actual personality, but this is just more how you are coming across in the world, how people take you, and how people absorb your energy when they're around you, that sort of thing. Okay, so we're gonna look 3 different decks. Let's get into it. Excuse me if I yawn, it's getting late. Whew. Okay, I will try not to do that. Round and round. So, wow, I feel like you have a super crazy connection with the divine. You might be really psychic, really intuitive. Your brain is just amazing is what I'm seeing. Like, you see all these different angles, and like you can take an obstacle and find your way around it. So I'm just seeing you might use your intuition to do this. You might just be very sensitive in that way or tuned in. This could be like a spiritual guidance in some way, but I feel like it's your mind. Your mind is very adept or very special. I don't know if that's the right word, adapt. I shouldn't try to use big words when I'm tired. But I don't know. And I'm feeling like you might have a very deep connection to the ocean or to water energies. You just might feel very energized or cleansed by them. You might have somewhat of a blue aura when people come in contact with you, or they might see that you light up around water, or just really vibe with water, the water element in some way. But yeah, it's like a deep intuition, a deep intuitiveness. I don't know, maybe it's the things that you say, or the way you interact with people, or the way you just know things before they happen, or just intuitively know decisions you should make or where you should go. It's like people can pick up on this when they get to know you, when they meet you, that you're ruled by this energy, that you follow your gut, and it's not wrong. So that's what they can see. Okay, peace. So you're a very pure heart. You're a very loving soul. I feel like you might have had to start over a few times in your life. You're used to new beginnings. You're used to regenerating yourself. But you're always willing to hold like out an olive branch for others. You try to practice forgiveness, even if people betrayed you, wronged you, or walked away from you, or whatever the case. You've learned to not like hold on to resentment, and you do forgive. You might not always like allow these people back into your life, but you do forgive them. You do release it, and you don't let it affect you any longer. So people can tell that you're a forgiving person, that you're a loving person, and that you have pure motives. I feel like when they have conversations with you, just by the brightness in your eyes, or the smile on your face, or the way you speak with like patience or something like that, it's like they can tell you have a good heart, is how it's coming across. Okay, observer. So again, you're very like tapped in to the divine and things that are not of this world. You might be a space nerd. You might be into astrology, esoteric arts, connecting with spirits or your ancestors or anything like that. Like, I feel like you love to study, you love to explore, and you love to learn. But these are like outside the box subjects, or things that are not necessarily typical for everyone. You don't really care. Like, your mind is very curious, and you love to feed that thirst for knowledge. And I feel like it takes you to some crazy realms. You might be into like astral projecting, or like accessing different realms. You might go to some crazy places in your dreams, or you might have a lot of deja vu moments. I don't know how people know this about you. Maybe they've seen you space off, but you might have a lot of deja vu moments in your life where you're like, whoa, like I've been here before, I've experienced this place before, or this situation or this person, and you know that you haven't in this lifetime. So it's definitely like a deja vu moment, maybe connecting you to past experiences or past lives. I said I wouldn't yawn, but that was a lie. It's involuntary, you can't help it. So the Death card, it's interesting that on this version of the Death card, he is gripping her mind, her head, her eyeball almost. It's like she's exposing her heart, and he's gripping her mind. This is so interesting. Okay. So it's like people can tell that you're willing to do shadow work. You're willing to go to these deep, dark depths with people. So she's being like held by the skeleton, right? And look, it's like she doesn't really have fear. She's opening her heart to him. So it's like you're willing to open to people that others might not. You're willing to let people in, or share with them, or empathize with them, or just be compassionate in other ways that other people around you don't quite do. Oh my god, sorry you guys. So, I don't know. You might have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, or just it's like very apparent that you connect with the dead, or you're very connected with other realms in a sort of way that other people might be freaked out in some way, but you're just not. So I feel like you're very comfortable with your shadow or darkness, or I don't know, I feel like you've seen all sorts of sides of spirituality. So you're not just a love and light person. I feel like you definitely have dealt with darkness and you recognize it in others, and you might be a healer. Like you might know how to actually heal this. Maybe it's just by acknowledging these people or loving them where they're at, something like that. Okay. 8 of Wands. Again, I'm getting crazy intelligence. So it's like you're a crazy manifester. You might actually like think things and then they just happen. You might not even have to write things down or say them out loud. I feel like your mind can manifest things on a rapid level. So you might have like a Mercury, Jupiter, or some significant Mercury placements, or maybe some Neptune energy where you're just connected directly with the divine. So it's like what you think is what happens, and you can definitely put things out into the energy and manifest them. So maybe people see that you speak about something and it comes to fruition, or you're like, I'm going to do this, and then you actually do it. So people can tell that you have this ability, and they can tell that you use your brain to progress you forward. You want to be involved in things that challenge you mentally and allow you to grow in that way. So yeah, this could be anything from learning to manifestation, that sort of thing. Okay. 8 of Wands. Oh my god, she's kind of scary looking. Oh my god. Oh my god, stop yawning, Beth. Okay, do you guys like, have you ever seen The Grudge? I know it's an old movie, but that movie used to freak me out. But anyway, that's what this reminds me of with the freaking hair. But it's just showing like she's rising above this, and you might have like, your hair might be a protection of yours, or like significant to you in some way, because I feel like her hair is pulling these swords out of the ground and going to free her and release her. So I don't know, people can tell that you kind of put yourself in your own oh, I have to re-record this tomorrow where I'm not yawning. I'm just kidding. You're just gonna have to put up with it, guys. Sorry. So people can tell that you put yourself in like your own entrapment. Like your mind might just go to some like literal dark places, or like I said, you might have seen some dark things. But I feel like you might have dealt with fear or being fearful at some point in your life, and you're overcoming that. So people can see this on you. They can see your strength. They can see your resilience. So it's like maybe even if you're scared or you doubt yourself, you do it anyway. You keep going. You keep pushing. So this is apparent to people around you, and this is how they see you. All right, Princess of Swords. So this is like page... I don't remember. I thought I had another one that was Page of Swords, but anyway, Princess of Swords would be Page of Swords. So it's like very inquisitive. Again, your mind is just impeccable. It might be hard for other people to get anything past you. I feel like you see a lot of things and you observe a lot of things, and then you also see and observe a lot of things energetically and with any kind of intuitive abilities you have. So it's really hard for people to get things past you. But they admire this about you. They admire that you're so gifted in this way or sharp in this way, but they don't really know how you do it. They don't really know where you learn this skill, and I feel like it's because it was self-taught. I don't think anybody taught you this. You just figured it out as you were going through life and having to face different situations. All right. Prince of Discs. So I think this is Page of Discs. I think Prince and Princess are the pages in the deck. But anyway, you are, you have a practicality to you. So people might think you're a little slow to act, but I feel like it's because you check in with yourself, you check in with your higher self, you check in with your intuition. So you might be slower to act. You might contemplate things before you move. You might check in with your energy and want to make sure that like you resonate with something or a decision before you move forward. So I don't feel like you're super rash. Most of the time you do think things through, or as you're getting into something, you think it through and get out of it, that kind of thing. But you're always moving forward, you're always willing to grow, and you're always looking for your place in the world is what I'm seeing. So people could tell you're discovering your place in your world or you're establishing it. So they admire you for this. Okay, now we're looking at 7 of Discs. So 7 of Pentacles is, I'm messing up my nail polish. 7 of Pentacles is a nurturing card, a growing card, an investing card. You have to cultivate the things that you want. You have to see them through to fruition. So again, it's like a slower, methodical, planned out energy. You are okay with planting a seed, watering it, nurturing it, fertilizing it, tending to it, and then harvesting it eventually. So you understand these cycles of life, you understand these laws of nature, and you like to work with them. You might be very fertile, or people might see you as a parent or a mother in some way, and that you're very good at this. I feel like you're pretty responsible. You probably teach your kids things that you know or weren't taught, or just good philosophies on life. So I feel like you're a pretty loving, responsible parent. And yeah, you're not, I can't talk. You're not scared of hard work, and you don't shy away from things that are challenging. So you really are good at doing long-term investments, investing in the right relationships, opportunities, people, and endeavors that you're interested in. So you're okay with putting in the work when you know what you want. Okay. Sanctuary, number 17. My inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, my inner quietude and comfort. So again, with the like just mystical kind of energy, you might just like meditating or taking time to yourself to check in with your higher self, check in with your emotional body, check in with your heart chakra, check in with all your chakras, like that kind of thing. Like you don't like to move too fast. You like to have this space to nurture yourself, to be in alignment with yourself, and to make sure the things and the people and the places and whatever in your life also align with your soul and align with your purpose. So yeah, I feel like you have a very intentional energy. Like you don't like to waste your time. You don't like to waste other people's time. You want your life to matter. You want your life to count for something. You want to leave your stamp on this world. And so you kind of not plan out your life, but you do think about it. You do contemplate, and you do regular check-ins with yourself. Self-renewal. As I clean out old energies, I have more space for that which wants to be birthed into my life. Some of you might be pregnant, because she's pregnant. But I feel like it might just be like an abundant energy too. Like you are good at birthing things. You are good at starting new projects, businesses, partnerships, friendships, school. Like you're okay. You might be a little slow at deciding what to do or to vibing something out before you go forward, but it's like then you're all in. So you're not afraid of commitment. You're not afraid of pursuing things. You're not afraid of being in the here and now and like throwing yourself totally all in. I feel like you just like to check in with your energy and make sure something's in alignment with you or good for you, and then you go forward 110%. So yes, and I'm also getting more energy that you're just good at nurturing things, specifically plants, animals, people, nature, etc. So you might have like a big garden, you might have a lot of plants in your home, or you just really enjoy nature and surrounding yourself with things that are beautiful and things that are authentic in nature. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay. Inner wakefulness. I'm completely awake and tuned in to my truth, clarity, and inner wisdom. So yeah, you are pretty spiritual. I feel like your throat chakra is on fire. You might be a public speaker in some way. You might share your ideas and beliefs in some way, or you need to. I feel like your throat actually might get congested or scratchy or feel like you're getting like a sore throat in some way if you hold back your truth, if you don't speak out on something that's bothering you or that you need to. So it's like cues from your spirit guides might actually manifest physically. Like you might get a headache if you need to rest. Your throat might get scratchy if you need to have a conversation with someone. You might get like a tingle in your leg if you need to exercise. Like, I don't know, like things manifest physically for you as like little reminders of things you need to pay attention to, take care of, or nurture, or all of the above. People can tell that you're very like put together, but you don't try to follow trends, I don't think. I feel like you have your own style, you have your own sense of where you fit in this world and how you like to present yourself in this world. Like, you don't really care about people's opinion at the end of the day, so it gives you a pretty big level of freedom in how you express yourself, physically and emotionally and all the above. So I feel like you like to share and relate to people. You like to share your stories with others, and you like to hear their stories. And with your tears here, I feel like you might cry for others more than you cry for yourself. Like, if people tell you their story, you might cry. Like, you are super empathic, super loving, and super compassionate. So I feel like you have been through some stuff, and people can tell that, but you don't just say, woe is me, I'm a victim. You use it to relate to people. You use it to help people. You use it to say, that's really crappy, and I know kind of what that feels like, and I'm sorry. So it's like you don't put it to waste. You use any kind of experiences you have and you mine it into like something beautiful, something of treasure, some kind of gold. So yeah, you're definitely taking a lot of coal and pressing it into diamonds or something. So you have like an awesome energy. I feel like it's very transformative and healing. And you definitely need to speak up and make sure you speak up on things that need to be. Don't stifle that energy, because I feel like this is a side note, that's probably part of your calling. So if you're interested in being a public figure in some way, speaking out, or just being a voice in some way, Spirit is definitely leading you in that direction. So have faith in that. I feel like because of your nature and your specific skills and gifts and your pure heart, you're just ideal for positions of influence, positions of power, positions of advocacy, something like that. Like, you really do look out for yourself and for others, and you have a passion to do that. Okay, that is all I have for you, group 3. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I'd love to read your guys' comments, how it resonates. Please be kind if you have any criticism. That's about it. Check out my jewelry that's going to be posted soon on my site, my incense cones, and if you guys want any Reiki tarot sessions, that sort of thing, I'm running a sale to the end of June. So go ahead and check out my site if you want, book or email me. Follow me on Instagram, you guys, if you want to just connect with me. I'd love that too. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Good night.